Hi, this is Jenny from Balloon Circus, and today's story we're going to do for Willow, whose birthday it was yesterday. Happy birthday, Willow! Okay, so today's story is called The Enchanted Bird of Beauty. The Bird of Beauty lived in a dark, wet forest. Among the twisted, leafless trees, his lonely song rang out, but no one heard it. The forest was enchanted by an evil witch, and people never dared to go there. He was a beautiful bird. He stood as tall as a man. His feathers of many colours glowed in his long tail, and on his great wings, and on his proud head. One day, his sad song soared up, telling the dim sky and the dead trees of his loneliness. He sang of heartbreak and despair, but even so, his song was lovely. But this day his song was heard. Through the trees, stumbling and crying, came a poor ugly girl. She was lost and cold and shivering, and when she saw the bird, she smiled sweetly. But the bird cried out, "Run away!" "Why?" she called back. "You and your song are beautiful, and I'm lost in this terrible place." "Beautiful I may be," replied the bird, "but I am terrible too. The witch has enchanted me and put me here to catch poor wanderers like yourself. She will change you to another form and keep you here like me. I know, for I was once a man." At that the girl cried aloud, "But why don't you fly away?" "I cannot," said the bird. Then she saw his chain. It was a great silver chain, and it held his foot to the tree. "I will help you, poor bird," said the girl, and she seized a stone and beat it against the chain. Suddenly it fell apart. The bird sighed a great sigh and flapped his wings. "How can I thank you?" he said. Then he saw the girl in her thin, torn dress was still shivering. "My feathers shall make a cloak for you." He quickly pulled all the lovely feathers from his wings and tail, tied them into a rainbow cloak, and put it around her. At once she was warm. The cloak hung to the ground. The collar stood in a great ruff higher than her head. Nearby was a deep, still pool. She walked to it, looked at her reflection. "Why, I'm beautiful now," she said. Suddenly there came a crashing noise, and before the girl could move, the wicked witch stood before her. "How did you lose your chain? Who is here?" "I heard voices," screamed the witch. From those words, the girl knew that the witch thought she was the bird. She huddled in the cloak and whispered meekly, "I was talking to a bird." "You lie," screamed the witch. "For that I shall turn you into a toad." As she spoke, she pointed her magic wand. The girl screamed and tried to run, but she tripped on her cloak and fell. "Toad, toad, forever be a toad," chanted the witch. But her wand now pointed at her own reflection in the pool, and she bewitched herself. In an instant, she was a nasty, warty little toad. The wand fell, and the bird flew out and seized it. "Evil magic, depart forever," he cried. At that, the witch toad fell into the pond like a stone, and was never seen again. The trees sprang straight, the green leaves covered their branches, and although the leaves almost hid the sky, the forest grew brighter. Even the dismal mist departed and the sun shone. The wand crumbled to a harmless dust. The bird gave a great cry of joy, and then he looked at the girl and he cried in sorrow. "Look," he wept, "you are now truly a bird. What have I done to you?" She looked into the pond and saw that she was indeed a bird. And then she laughed in great happiness. "But how wonderful," she said. "Once I was an ugly girl, but now I am as beautiful as you." She spoke true, for she was covered in lacy fine feathers, even as he was. From that day, the forest has been enchanted in endless beauty. People go there to revel in its loveliness. Sometimes they hear the haunting song of the two birds of beauty, and sometimes they see the happy pair flying through a sunlit glade. Thanks very much, and we'll see you tomorrow.